One of the first items that I collected over the holiday season was this group of greeting cards from Hallmark Cards. And this is, of course, the Barbie collection. And it came in this beautiful package here. And it's the Glamour Dream Collection. And this is from 1994. And as you can see, some of the years of the ensembles, the different ensembles that were released. And of course, the release date on Barbie was in 1959, and then you have some of the other years on here: 1962, 1977, 1973, 1984, and so forth. And this is a really beautiful collection, and I'll take that band off. And I love how they packaged this, but I really like this. I not just wanted it for my collection, but I have a project that I'll be working on and sharing with you all in the future, and these cards will act as a backdrop. And this spreads out like an accordion, and of course you have Solo in the Spotlight, you have Commuter Set, the original swimsuit, also known as a zebra swimsuit, and the Gay Parisian. And the nice thing about these cards is that they come out of the display, and the dress has sequins on it, and you can see some of the pieces that are flaked off on the side there, and then it has tooling on the skirt, and then on the reverse side you have some information about Solo in the Spotlight. And as it says here, it was issued from 1960 to 1964, and of course you have Hallmark cards on the bottom. And the nice thing about this is that the card can be displayed. So you can stand it up, and I'll move this over to the side, and the card can be stood up like so. And that's just, that's amazing. I like that. But as I said, you'll be seeing this collection again in the future, because I will be the cards will be acting as a backdrop for a future project. And the next one here, put that back in. And the next one is Commuter Set. And these ensembles were issued, these ensembles were shown in my video. There were two videos that I released during the Christmas holidays on my Barbie ornament collection. So these are just four of the ensembles that you saw that were on my Christmas tree. So if you have not seen either one of those videos, I will link both of them in the description box. But this one does the same as Solo in the Spotlight. You can display it, and then on the back you have the information when it was released, and it was released from 1959 to 1960, which was only a year. And of course the information, as I said, and Hallmark cards on the bottom. And the card is perforated, and it's a nice weighty cardstock. So it's just very nice. I love that. And I will put this, slide that back into its slot there. Okay. Okay, I'll leave that just like that. And the next is the original swimsuit. And then on the back, it was released from 1959 to 1961. And then of course you have the information, and it too stands up. And that in there. And last but not least is Gay Parisian. And this is really my favorite. I like this a lot. It has tooling on the hat, and then something that feels a bit like a fur or velvet on the stow. And on the back, it was issued in 1959, which is the only year that it was issued. And this is a highly collectible ensemble. And you've got all the information there. And this ensemble, if you can get it in excellent condition, it can go up into the hundreds of dollars. Trying to be as delicate as I possibly can and not manipulate the cards too much. And then the cards also came with envelopes, and there were 4 of them. And then you can see some of the images, some of the fashions on the outside of the envelopes. So I was really pleased to see this and to get this. And as I said, these will be shown again and in the future. And I would highly recommend, if you're a Barbie collector or doll enthusiast, that this might be something that you'd want to invest in. And this is Barbie All Dolled Up, celebrating 50 years of Barbie. And this is from Jeannie, I believe that's Diamanto. And Miss Diamanto did an excellent job at chronicling a lot of the information and everything on Barbie. And I just noticed that this was a ripped page here, but nonetheless it's still a very good book. And I got this book for about $3.50, and just to have it in my collection, it was well worth it, even for that little bit. And I would have gladly paid it full price for it, but to get it for that price, that was a steal. And it has a lot of the iconic ensembles and accoutrements that come with the Barbie ensembles. And one of my other favorites is Plantation Belle. And this is an ensemble that I am looking forward to having in my collection at some point. I've been able to participate in a couple of auctions, but I wasn't lucky enough to get the ensemble, but I will get it at some point. And this is a little booklet. And this is the thing that I really like about this book, is that you have some of the memorabilia that are in 3D form in the book. And Miss Diamanto did a really excellent job at attaining some of those pieces. But this is a booklet that would have come with the ensembles, with a Barbie, that kind of thing. And these are highly collectible. And I have 4, and I will show that to you in a moment. And this is Cotton Casual, and you saw that in a video that I did on storing and repairing my Barbie ensembles. And if you have not seen that video, I will also put that in the description box. And this is Ruth Handler, and she is the co-founder of Mattel. She and her husband and the other gentleman that created some of the toys for the company. And then here's a whole array of ensembles. And I love the apple dress. I've been trying to get that for the longest, and I'll keep working on that. And just, there's Gay Parisian again. And so this is just a very, very nostalgic book. And you saw this as one of my Christmas ornaments. And I'm currently bidding on this ensemble here, so hopefully I will get this. I've participated in at least a couple others and wasn't so fortunate to get it, but I hope I get it this time because I really would love to have this. This is a highly collectible piece. This is Fashion Luncheon. And then, of course, you see the American Airlines Barbie ensemble. And I also will link the video to this in the description box. And last year I acquired the Astronaut, Miss Astronaut. And I have Registered Nurse and the Ballerina. And I also have this one here. I believe this is Golden Elegance. So Miss Diamanto did an excellent, excellent job at capturing the history of Mattel and Barbie in this book. And this is another ensemble that I realize is highly collectible too, the Hawaiian Ensemble. And there's some of the brochures and magazines that were that were published during that time. And this is Barbie Babysits. I do have this ensemble. I believe the only thing I don't have is a pair of glasses for that. And there you see a lunchbox, and you see Friday Night Date. And one of the ornaments on my Christmas tree was a, now this is not a lunchbox, this is more like a tote or something. I guess you could use it for as a lunchbox. But as I was saying, one of the ornaments on my tree was a lunchbox that actually opened. So, and it just had Barbie on the cover. And I do have Friday Night Date. And there's some of the thermoses. And this is for the Barbie Club. And here is one of the original, or is, well, it is a copy of the original letter that was sent out to members who wanted to be a part of the Barbie Club. And I just like that how there's a pocket there that you can slide it in, take it out and slide it back in. And then you had a membership card. And that also goes right back into its little pocket. Now, let's see if I can get that back in. There we go. And also Barbie also has some sewing patterns, and I have one of these, and I plan on, there were 2 of them that Advance put out, and I don't think this is the one that I have, but I will be getting the second one pretty soon. And here's Fashion Queen, and she came with 3 wigs and a wig stand to put the wigs on. And then of course you have Solo in the Spotlight, and you have Enchanted Evening. And I also have a video for that, which will be listed in the description box. And then you have Francie here, and a lot of her pieces are highly collectible because it falls right into that mod fashion genre. So, so I have a few of Francie's pieces, but those are highly collectible, very expensive. And here's a copy of an original pattern on Barbie, and you see all the configurations of her torso and her body, legs, all that. And then we began going into different designers, and I believe this was a designer for Mattel. And she created a lot of the mod looks at that time, which would have been like the late 60s, early 70s. And here you have Barbie, you have Christy, I think that's Stacy, and Ken. And then you have the fold-out house there. I believe that's what that is, fold-out house. And this is one of the another outfit that I would really love to have. And that one too. And then you have the Barbie Camper. And as I said, Miss Diamato did an excellent job at documenting the history of Barbie and Mattel. And of course there's so much more. So she just scratched the surface. There's Ken. And he came with varying ways that he could change his facial hair. And then here's a invitation, and this was Barbie's Sweet 16, and it was attached to the top of the book. And so we're now going into the disco era there. You have Cheryl Ladd, and there are quite a few celebrities that were immortalized in Barbie style. And here are a lot of magazine and newspaper articles and clippings. make sure I don't miss any pages. So you get to see everything. And you have Diane Carroll, who played Julia. And then you have the Osmonds. And then you have Mary Kate and Ashley. And then Olsen. And then you have MC Hammer. And that's kind of neat. And Barbie has her sports car. And I also did a video on the Mercedes Erwin car, an unboxing, so I will also list that in my description box. And Barbie's running for president. And then you have the rocker age. And this is like a second generation Christie that was issued. I want to say maybe like 80 or something, or maybe mid to late 70s. I can't remember. And here you have the Barbies of the world. Into the holiday Barbies. And then of course there's Enchanted Evening. So this is just a really amazing book. And this here is Dogs and Duds. And I do have this ensemble, or actually this collection. And the only thing I'm missing in that collection is the mask. So I am actively looking for one. And sometimes those lone pieces can cost quite a bit. And then here are some comic books with Barbie on the cover, with Ken and Alone. And this is Classique. And this is where you get into your high dollar gowns and ensembles. And this is a booklet that comes out of its pocket. And I just think that's so cool. Continue. I believe this pages are so thick it seems like there's another page behind it. And this is Bob Mackie, and Bob Mackie is famous for making a lot of beautiful extravagant gowns for Cher and Diana Ross. And I believe he also made the gown that Cher wore when she won an Oscar for Moonlighting. There's some beautiful Barbies there, and I just love that gown right there. I saw that and considered purchasing that, but didn't get around to it. And there's a Marilyn doll, and I do want to acquire her. You have Dorothy, and you have Elvis, and you have Barbie here with her poodle skirt and her sweater, and her Oxfords, black and white Oxfords. And I saw that skirt too, and I also considered getting that, so I might still do it. And then this was in some type of an event that was being held. And here are some of your really extravagant Barbies. So there are just, this is just an amazing book. And here are more articles. And then it gets into the Silkstones. And as you know, I have one Silkstone, and her name is Coco, and she is best to the T. And she's, I believe she's from I can't remember what, it's 2000s or something. But here is some fashion composites. And this is just really, really nice. I just really like the whole setup of this book. Now I've taken these out before, so I'm going to see if I have better luck this time putting the composites back in. There we go. I think I had some problems putting this in there, putting the composites back in there, because there's a small tear at the top there. And that folds over. And then you have more gowns and more Barbies. And of course there's a silk stone there. And in the iconic swimsuit. And I just love this here. I would like to have some of those outfits. And that's from the mod era in the 60s. And I wanted to show this to you. This is the 50th anniversary gown. And I do have that. And let me show that to you. Probably hear my heater in the background. And there's the gown there. And then I have the corset. And I'll go ahead and move this here. That can be seen. And then here's the gown. And there's the front of it. And then here's the corset. It's strapless, and it unbuttons on the back. It's got 2 snaps, and you will see this gown again in the project that I was talking about in the first half of the video. And then the gown, I just love the skirt of this ensemble, and you've got all the beautiful stamps and photos of all the Barbies throughout Mattel's history. And there's Christy there. And then you see the original Barbie from 1959. And you have Barbie and Ken. And you have Barbie 50 there. And you have Solo in the spotlight on the bottom. And it's just a beautiful gown. Absolutely beautiful. And it's got organza and tooling there. And we'll go ahead and finish up the book. And again, that's the gown there. And then you have all the little girls here that had Barbies. And this is what Ruth Handler said here at the top. And then you see the Barbies from 1959 up to, I would say that would be like 80s or something, possibly even current. So this is just a really good manual to have. And that's the conclusion of the book. So I'm really glad that I got this, and I would encourage you, if you're a huge Barbie collector and fan, to get this book. Now the other items that I wanted to show you are some of the fashion booklets that I was talking about that you saw in the book earlier. And this was the one that you saw in the book a moment ago. And it just has all of the iconic ensembles issued. And I have a great many of these, so you will be seeing these in a future video. And here's another fashion booklet. And I was lucky enough to get, I believe it was these 3 booklets here. I got them for $10, and these are very highly collectible. So sometimes they can go for $25, $30, or a little more for a single booklet. But if you're lucky enough to get the booklets in a group deal like that, that's you're doing really well. There again is the fashion queen there, and that was the wigs and the stand I was telling you about earlier. And there are some of the pack pieces that came. There were actually add-ons for Barbie's wardrobe. And there's Ken. And here's another. And you see some repeats here. And it's just very nostalgic to have these booklets so you can look back and see some of the things that are needed for a wardrobe if you're a collector. And then I'll show that to you in a moment. And this is a little booklet that I just I purchased something back in December, early part of December, and the seller sent this booklet to me, and that was quite nice of her. I was so pleased to get that. And you have Julia there, you have Christy, you have Stacy and Casey. I think Tootie's in here as well. There she is, right there. Then you have Brad and Ken. And I believe this booklet is from mid-70s, early 70s. So this is really good to have this. And it just goes on. And there's a section here that Julia, there we go, outfits for Julia. I came pretty close to getting this ensemble, but missed out. And there's Ken and Brad there. And then some of the clothing cases, doll cases that you can carry Barbie and her friends in. And then with this booklet came this little card of a ponytail Barbie. And the lady told me that she thanked me for my purchase. So that was very nice to have that, and so that just adds a lot of value to my collection. So I'm going to put everything back in the package here. And we'll move on to the last two items. And the last two items are boxed up Barbies, and I've had these for some time on this side. Quite a number. And of course you can see that she's never been taken out of the box. And she's one of my favorite performers. And then Catwoman. And as you know, this would be Halle Berry. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, give it a like. And don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe for more fabulous videos. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.